welcome back to another video with SirLucien, and we're back in Ark Survival Evolved. As you can see, it's the Christmas edition. So some of the things that are happening, we just had 253.0 drop today finally after the big hacking of the Steam servers, but now it's up and it's been running all day. We have the Ark Evolution event is running if you're playing on some of those official servers, which you can see there. But really, let's take a look at the patch notes like we like to do. So go ahead and open this up and we'll see what made it in the 253.0. So the big things, new dinosaurs, so that's always good. Now these names are going to be tough. Let me think here. So the first one, I'm either going to say it is Cnidaria or Sidhria. Either the C or the N is silent, one of them. So either Cnidaria or Sidhria. And I think that's the one that is like a giant jellyfish out in the ocean. We have again, here's another one, a Troodon or maybe a Troodon. Or I guess it could be a Troodon or Troodon. Look at this next one. Tusoteuthis or Tusoteuthis. Okay. Pegomastax and the Therizinosaurus. Wow, those are crazy good, right? So what I'll do is let's go ahead and take a second and we'll take a look at these, each one, just so you guys can get a picture of them. So let me go ahead and pause here a moment and I'll bring up the dossier on this. So hold on. But if we take a look at maybe just the wild description as we're sitting here, you can see that the Sidhria is another example of a creature which should not exist. It has traits that seem to come from many types of jellyfish. It possesses the size and shape of the large egg yolk jellies, the powerful sting of certain box jellies, and the bioluminescence of deep sea jellies. This all combines to make a dangerous creature that lights up the deepest reaches of the ocean. So one of the things they do mention is that its toxin is pretty powerful and that you might be able to make some type of fast-acting sedative for it. But we don't know until we get into the game and try it out to see what kind of darts is that. Is that darts for the gun or the sniper rifle or what that might be? So we'll just have to get in there and try it out. So let's go ahead and move on to our next dino. Here we go. And here we have the Troodon, as you can see here. As far as I could tell, this one, as you read it here in the wild, quite possibly the most intelligent non-human creature on the island. The Troodon magnimus is an incredibly fast learner. It understands meaningful experiences much more quickly than other creatures, including humans. And its social nature means it also teaches its pack mates, making them more clever too. I believe this one has a unique taming mechanic that you're going to have to try to figure out. I believe you have to allow it to maybe hunt some of your tamed creatures, and that will eventually, I think they said they would build affinity with you, and then eventually you would tame it. So it's not one that you trank and feed. It's not one that you try to hand feed. It'll try to eat you if you get anywhere near it. So I believe you have to somehow find a way to offer it up some of your tamed animals. Or you might go out and tame some low-level stuff to let it go ahead and grab them. So I don't know if it's like, giving it a bunch of, as you can see here, a picture of dodos. So maybe you get 20 tamed dodos and you just start feeding them over to this guy and see what happens. So that's an interesting one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. All right, and here you can see we have the giant squid. So this is the Tusoteuthis, I believe. Also Vampirus. Looks quite a bit like the giant vampire squid. I believe, if I read this right, it's about 30 feet long. And when it grabs hold of its prey, it begins to slowly crush them. So this is one of those monster aquatic creatures that you want to go ahead and keep an eye out for. Very cool picture. I believe you can get oil from them, or the type of oil they have can make special fuels. And can you domesticate them? Yeah, it looks like for harvesting it's ink. Unlike normal ink, it's very oily, can even be refined into fuels such as gasoline. Yeah, so it makes for an excellent aquatic tame despite its slow swimming speed. So it sounds like it's slow, but definitely can do some damage. So, all right. Let's take a look at the next one. So here we have the Pegomastax. This is one of the smaller creatures. And out in the wild, among the bottom of the island's dinosaur food chain, a small herbivore called the Pegomastax. And it is content to spend all day alone foraging, gorging itself on far more food that you might reasonably expect for a creature of its tiny stature. Its beak appears perfectly evolved for collecting food from plants while avoiding the indigestible fibrous strands. Now, I believe this one is the animal that allows you to choose what you want it to go harvest for you. So I think you can tell it to harvest just certain things. I haven't seen the mechanic in play yet, but I believe it has the ability to get, you know, seeds and berries and mushrooms and flowers and those kinds of things. And I think you can tell it which ones you want for it to collect, so it's not gathering all kinds of other stuff. So pretty cool. He is small though, so you got to keep an eye out for him out in the wild. So that is the Pegomastax. I believe we have one more dino left. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, and to finish this out, we have the Therizinosaurus, which you can see here. I think I misspoke on the last one. I think this is the one that allows you to go ahead and choose which resource you're grabbing, so it's not grabbing a bunch of stuff. Like a lot of dinosaurs, if you go and you hit a tree, you might get thatch and wood, and maybe you only want just one of those resources, or maybe you hit a bush and you get all the berries, or you hit, you know, rocks and you get flint and stone, you know, and metal. I think this dinosaur allows you to choose the exact resource you're looking for, and it brings in a lot of that resource, having to do with those really sharp claws that it has. So it sounds like it's one of the a good mount to have as far as a working mount. It does sound like it's slower, although it does have a good attack, but it's not going to be as fast as some of the other mounts that you might have. It looks pretty cool. So that's all the dinosaurs. Let's jump back into those patch notes and finish this up. All right, the other big update part of the 253 is the 2 new full-scale underwater caves. And as you can see, these are progression-oriented with artifacts. So we're going to be taking a look at those. Keep an eye out on the channel throughout the weekend, because we're going to go ahead and explore those and see what those are all about. Also, the Winter Wonderlands 2 event, as you can see here, follow Raptor Claus around the island. Again, at nighttime, you will see Raptor Claus with all his raptors pulling his sleigh, dropping presents across the island, or Scorched Earth, or the center. And so far, they can be things in there. And the ones I've gotten have been coal so far, but you can see drop items are like coal, occasionally tough as nails creatures to keep you warm at night, lots of cosmetics, and the DodoRex makes an appearance along with new items. So that's going to be a part of the Winter Wonderland 2 event, and I believe that is running all week long now, up until next Friday-ish. I don't know if they put the date on there. It might go till January something too, 1 or 2, something like that. Also, they've done some additional networking performance gains of approximately 15%, which is always nice to see in each of the patch, that we're always refining and getting better base code or the structure to make the game run better. BattlEye is now enabled by default for dedicated servers. Use -NoBattlEye to run your server without it. Various new Arc dev kit features and hooks. Those are the people that are doing mods and things of that nature. And taming speed multiplier, harvest amount multiplier, and XP multiplier are now hard-coded with an extra 2x multiplier. If you wish to have your server use the same rates as before, please reduce your server's custom values for those by 50%. But right now they're boosted. So that's what we got in the 253.0. Some of the things that didn't make it, I think, was the tech tier base. That was some of the things they were trying to get into this update, but I don't think made it. So, and as you can see, if we hit 254 next month, we've got a lot of stuff that could make it. So lots of new dinosaurs and a lot of new fun. We got the winter event to go ahead and have some fun with. So hopefully you're all jumping on your ARC servers and having some fun. Hope to see you over the holiday weekend. Thanks for watching the video. Bye-bye.